Hilal yayındayız, sendeyiz.
Tamamdır. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Hilal from Habitat Association, and welcome to our session. Today, Ana Maria is our guest. Welcome, Ana Maria.
Hi, hello, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here with you today.
How are you, Ana Maria? How is going the quarantine process, and how do you feel now?
Okay, I think things are completely upside down in the world, and I think it couldn't be a better time for entrepreneurs to come together, to get together for developing new responses and solutions that the world really need in this unprecedented time that we're all living together. So currently I'm based in London, and we see all the challenges, of course, that COVID-19 posed to us, but also the legacy of historic kind of social issues that have been coming up in recent times, right? So delighted to be here today to join you. Thank you, all of you who are listening to this webinar, and thank you for joining today on and discover more about the Entrepreneurship World Cup Turkey.
Thank you very much for joining us to talk about EVC, Ana Maria. It's really nice to have you here. Before starting, I want to give a short brief about Habitat. I guess we have newcomers from the announcement, so it would be great to talk about a bit from Habitat, then we can talk about Jen shortly. Habitat is an NGO. It's working for sustainable development for 25 years, and its main programs are entrepreneurship, financial literacy, digital transformation, and social cohesion. As I mentioned, entrepreneurship is one of the crucial programs of Habitat. We are running programs for women, youngsters, and refugees for the last years, actually. And last year, we also started a new program with Facebook. It's an incubation center based in Istanbul with Facebook, the Union of Chambers and Commodity Exchanges of Turkey. And the next year, most probably, we will have finished 12 more incubation centers in all around Turkey. So we'll be supporting entrepreneurs and the ones who want to be entrepreneur much more with these incubation centers. That is our plan. And it would be great if you would talk about, yourself a bit. What are you doing at Gen? What's your position? What's your role? And what is the mission of Gen?
Absolutely. So my name is Ana Maria Torres, and I'm leading the Entrepreneurship World Cup at the Global Entrepreneurship Network. How I came with this position, it's a long story. I've been working on entrepreneurship for the past 15 years, and coming from Latin America, so I did work in the Western Hemisphere for the past 34 years, and really, since I was a very young kid, I saw the power of entrepreneurship, and I was really interested in discovering more about it, even though at that time it was not even labeled as entrepreneurship. Not many policies in place for it, and definitely young people didn't have a voice. So the fact that after 15 years I did work with governments, I have worked with the private sector, I have worked with investors, so I have really worked with the whole ecosystem. And in the past, I led the Talent and Innovation Competition of the Americas, where I was working with more than 40 countries in the Western Hemisphere to support entrepreneurs and to make sure that there was an ecosystem available for them. So I think I've seen, since I have worked from the policy level, I've worked at the country level, regional level, and of course now at the global level, I have been able to see the power of entrepreneurship, but also, more importantly, the fact that now countries understand it better, policymakers understand it better, and the fact that now young people have a voice where they can actually execute their ideas and their solutions, because now the world is more connected than ever before.
Exactly.
So I think that has changed drastically, and the fact that we can do that, and we can collectively develop solutions for the world, this is definitely need. So really my passion, and that's what I have a pleasure to work at Gen.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So to be able to change the world, we can say, yeah, that's great. So can we talk a bit about Gen? What's the mission of Gen in the world? It's a global organization, and Habitat is the nation organizer of your Entrepreneurship World Cup, Global Entrepreneurship Week. On the contrary, we have hosted a Global Entrepreneurship Congress in Turkey like 3 years before. So Gen is a great partner for Habitat, and we are really honored to get engaged with Gen and to connect with the global in terms of entrepreneurship. So can we listen from you? What's the mission of Gen?
Yeah, so the mission of Gen, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, is to make sure that any entrepreneur, regardless where you're coming from, regardless where your stage is, whether you're in idea stage, where you already have a business or you're already scaling up, it's to provide an ecosystem, a connected global ecosystem in more than 170 countries that can facilitate all entrepreneurs to unleash their ideas, to grow their business. So as I explained, challenges are global right now. So our responses need to be collectively and global, but we cannot grow and we cannot do and pursue all our dreams in terms of business if we don't have an ecosystem that enables it to do it. So the purpose of Gen at the Global Entrepreneurship Network is to make sure that first we can understand. So with data and research, we can have enough information to make decisions. So we do work with the Global Research Network, and we work with policymakers to make sure that we can understand and create policy to move forward. And we also celebrate, and as you mentioned, we at Gen, we celebrate the fact that entrepreneurship is key for society, is key for development and for the economy. And if we don't have innovation and entrepreneurs, there is no economy working in anywhere in the world. So really, the fact that we celebrate this at the Global Entrepreneurship Week, and that we have been honored to have Habitat as partners for the past years. Some of you who are new to the Global Entrepreneurship Week, please stay tuned with Gen. We have fantastic events coming up. You can register at the webpage gew.co and keep updated with all the events that happen. We mobilize 10 million people in around 170 nations in November. So this is definitely a time where we celebrate great achievements and provide visibility to entrepreneurs.
Exactly. That's great. That's great. So I'm wondering, Ana Maria, from the perspective of Gen, as you mentioned, you are connected with more than 170 countries, and you have a lot and very crucial info from entrepreneurs. So how do you see the future of entrepreneurship after this COVID-19 process, and what are the advices that you can give for entrepreneurs or the ones who are willing to be?
Absolutely. First of all, to say this is an opportunity. It is an opportunity for entrepreneurs to repurpose yourself. Now, even the established business need to rechange and reestablish themselves. So I think this is a great opportunity to tap areas where probably you were comfortable, probably you were not. But this is a time to identify what are your skills, what's your talent, what have you been doing, and what is possible to kind of pivot and repurpose your business and your solution for things that at the moment. It couldn't be a better time to be an entrepreneur. I think one of the greatest business in the world had actually developed in times of crisis, because there is a need and there is an urgent need to come up with solutions. So on that sense, I think it's really important to take advantage of this opportunity. That means advantage of connecting with other sectors, potentially more visible and making sure that our sectors that are working in COVID time like using technology for it, for example, and making sure that you can also come up and get together with people. So at the EWC, what we have in the platform is to be able to give you a chance to connect with other talented. So we'll see a lot of teams that are multidisciplinary, so thinking differently. The same thing will be teams that will also come with a different cultural background, so try to team up as well. It's a good time to team up with those skills that probably you didn't have in your startup, but are definitely critical to come up with something new nowadays. Right now, of course, it's scary and for startups. So we have 74% of startups that are categorized like in the red zone, where of course they're running out of cash or investment in the next month or 3 months. So it is critical in the short term. Of course, there is a survival mode that we have to make sure, and we invite governments and invite international organizations and corporations to make sure to support that short-term survival for startups. And this is happening, and small businesses as well, right? And then in the long term, I think it's important to say that fingers crossed, of course, we want the crisis to go away, and that it not be staying for us forever. China, for example, when I was talking to entrepreneurs in China, they already mobilizing and changing and going back slowly back to normal again. So let's think forward, and in the future, this is a crisis, but we working together, we're gonna go through it. We're gonna move on, and we're gonna go through it. In the short term, get support. They get support that you need. Get work together. Find team members that can collaborate and come with solutions that are needed at the moment in your country.
Oh, that's great. That's very hopeful. And I feel very motivated. And I'm sure the ones who are listening us are also get motivated. Thank you very much, Anna Maria. And speaking about EVC, EVC is the shortening of Entrepreneurship World Cup. So maybe we can talk a bit about EVC. And it's, I think, a great opportunity for entrepreneurs nowadays to apply for. Can we talk about EVC? What's EVC? And who can apply for that? Can you shortly tell us?
Amazing. So we came to my favorite topic, World Cup. So for those of you, you're gonna know it as Entrepreneurship World Cup Turkey. We're working in more than 100 countries. Last year, we had the participation of more than 70 countries, and also more than 100,000 entrepreneurs participating globally. So this is actually one of the largest, if not the largest, entrepreneurship initiative in the world. And what it makes it special is that Entrepreneurship World Cup, it's a whole entrepreneurial experience. It's not just a pitch competition. It belongs to an global ecosystem that will help you with the tools, resources, networks, and connections that you need to further develop your idea, your venture, or grow your business. So we welcome all, regardless where you are, regardless the sector, regardless the country. This initiative is developed thanks to incredible partners that work together with Jen, like the Miss Global Forum. They're based in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, and Gulf, the Global and Leadership Foundation based in India. So with these great partners, we have managed to provide the best resources online, and we have developed a platform that is called the EWC platform. I encourage you to apply to the EWC, because there you'll have access to online resources. So we have Accelerate One, which is going on right now. So as soon as you enter the program, which is free of charge, you will be able to access Accelerate One. You'll be able to get the resources. We also have great workshops going on with speakers that will help you develop your pitch deck and your idea. You'll be positioning depending on the cohort you are. So if you're an idea, you follow a track. If you're an early stage, you follow another track. And if you grow, or your business is growing, you followed a different track. As I said, everyone is welcome, regardless the sector, regardless the idea. Everyone is welcome. Even if you are developing an idea, we're welcoming. The only eligibility requirement is that you're at least 18 years old, but you have a team. So it really is the most inclusive entrepreneurship initiative. And when we provide through Accelerates One, is optional, so you can access all the resources on a plug and play mode, and the idea is that, of course, you can advance your application and develop your pitch deck. Once we finalize this in June, then we'll have national organizers are going to be organizing competitions from all around the world. So we're looking forward to have EWC Turkey National Finals. Well, then it's a process where after we review all the applications, of course, a national organizer will celebrate with you the national finals, and they will select the global winners that are going to be able to move on to Accelerate 2. In Accelerate 2, this is only available for those champions, for those national champions that have been selected as global finalists from all around the world. Then they will have access to one-to-one mentorship with global mentors. And you're also going to be peer up with other founders and innovators that are doing incredible things from all around the world. Once you finalize that process of Accelerate 2, which is now going from August to September, then you will be able to get ready for the global finals. So the EWC 100, which is connected, we're gonna identify the top 100 from all around the world to be able to participate at the global finals that are going to be taking place in October from the 18th to the 22nd this year. So really excited with this process. And as I mentioned, because this is not a competition, at the end, you'll be part to join a Studies Club. What is Studies Club? Well, this is a club where we have all the top innovators and founders from around the world that have in EWC since last year. It was our first edition last year. So we're going to have top talented people that will be receiving through our Gen Accelerates platform mentorships, continue mentorships for the lifetime, because we understand that entrepreneurship is not one thing that you do. It's a life choice, and when you select to be an entrepreneur, you'll get the support to a lifetime, and you'll be connected with incredible minds that have been already selected from all around the world. So we really encourage you to check it out. Check entrepreneurshipworldcup.com. It's free, it's accessible, and believe in you. You can do it, and we want to see representation from Turkey.
Yeah, we do hope so, and we're very excited, and we have like more than 200 applications from now, and I hope it will be increasing after this broadcast also. So as you mentioned, it's not just a competition, it's like a short time school, I can say, with a great support in global atmosphere. So I would like to ask also the criteria of how what are the criteria to be eligible in EWC 100 to go for the global finals?
Okay, the evaluation criteria, we have everything available in the rules as well, but just for you to make sure what we look at. So we're looking at your product. What are you trying to resolve? What's the problem that you're really trying to solve? Is that solution innovative? Is that solution really addressing a problem? Is that solution having any traction so far? So is it something that we see? So what's the solution? What's your product? Then we also look at what is the potential? What is your market? Are you solving a program that it's that is impacting a very small society, or it is a problem that is affecting the world? You can scale it up in your country. You can start very, very small testing, but the scalability needs to be wide, like it needs to be a real problem out there. And then also, what's your business model? That's what we call predictability. Is it something that is going to be sustainable? Have you thought about how you gonna your financial plan, how are you gonna make it sustainable in the long term, and how that makes sense, because sometimes it doesn't make sense. But the idea is that through our resources and Accelerate One program, you can develop it and make sure that it's of course sustainable, it makes sense in the long term. And the last one we say is of course people, and the team is everything. And I'll say I wish I could have started for that one, but the team is everything. So we really team up with people that could definitely help you develop your businesses. Starting things by yourself are really difficult. I really admire and congratulations to all of you who are doing it. Everyone start by yourself, and we don't have a minimum requirement in terms of team members. It could be one, it could be two, it could be any team. Really, there is no minimum on that. But I highly encourage you to team up with other people who can support you and make sure that the idea that you have, or the business or the venture that you're developing, can move forward. So based on that, we select the EWC 100.
That's great. So let's say we are in EWC 100 and got the prize. And what are the prizes? What is waiting for us if we are in first three? As far as I know, it's not just only the funding support, but also there are some services that the finalists can benefit from.
Absolutely. So this is a really fun part, because as I mentioned, it's an experience, and definitely you can't not understand this experience until you experience it. And I say this and I mean it. Why? Because you're being part of an ecosystem of the largest and biggest global entrepreneurship ecosystem that is present in more than 170 countries. We're giving you access to the most valuable things for your run-up. So at the global finals, we're going to have available more than 1 million in cash prizes. That's definitely cash that goes to different categories. You'll be competing within your own category. So idea competes with idea, early with early, growth with growth. So don't be afraid because you're in an earlier stage or because you're too big. You'll be competing in your category. So on that sense, don't be afraid. We also have prizes this year. We introduced the social business prize. So if some of you are already developing something on tackling social issues, we also welcome you. And we also have different prize packages that it really varies on what you want. So for example, the most important one is that we provide access to funding through the EWC investment fund. So the program already has an investment fund who's inviting investors from all around the world to participate. So you'll be able to have direct contact with investors. They're all invited to participate at the global finals, and they also sit down with you, and we have like investment rounds for you to be able to access. And that's investment in terms of capital. Another part, the important part, is that you also have access to markets. So for those of you who want to expand your business and go abroad and expand your what you're doing, we also have prize packages value more than $2 million, in where you can land in Asia, for example. If you want to move to China and you want to further develop your ideas, you'll have all the legal support to do that. So the participation to present in a most innovative conference is available in Shenzhen. This is one of the innovative and entrepreneurial hubs in China. So this is one example in China. But if you want to go to Latin America, for example, we also have soft landing prizes to go to the Americas, the US, and if you want to expand in the Middle East, there is an opportunity to expand markets in the Middle East. So that's in terms of access to markets. Now, in terms of access to knowledge, that's of course very, very important. And the fact that we can tackle all the expertise that is available in our networks, where regardless the sector that you're working on, that's something that it's available. We have world-class mentors, and that's something that sometimes entrepreneurs come to us and they definitely, I need investment. And what they needed was like having a great mentor that can put their business in the right track and make sure that the business keeps flowing. So that's in terms of access to networks and knowledge. And finally, of course, I wanted to tell you the fact that we're part of an ecosystem. What is an ecosystem? So we're connecting governments, we're connecting investors, we're connecting leaders like Habitat in your country, making sure that you have the resources and availability of opportunities that are available for you to grow and expand your business. So I really want to encourage you to participate in EWC, because this is going to be a land-changing opportunity. You're going to be able to be connected through the platform with the startups. So just participate, connect with other startups. What are they doing? Explore yourself, get connected, chat with them. What are other entrepreneurs doing in other parts of the world? Probably you can come up with something new in Turkey, and that will be brilliant, I'm sure.
That's amazing. So everything is included, whatever we need, like funding, services, mentorship, everything is included. So no reason not to apply. That's great. So my last question is, can you share some success stories with us from the previous year's finalists? So where are they now? What are they doing? Are you still in contact with them? Can you share with us?
Amazing. Absolutely. That's my fun part. It's an incredible journey. And of course, EWC was launched last year, and we had a global selection of finalists in all different industries. This year, it's amazing to see that some of them, of course, receive large numbers of investment. Some of them had to pivot again this year because of COVID. And they're front lines of the countries. We have Argentina, for example, that completely changed the way of modeling and doing B2B businesses and groceries through an artificial intelligence platform. And now they're supporting all the retailers in terms of how to track COVID within in stores. So it's amazing how they have able to pivot and survive at really these difficult times. We also have different finalists from the US, from Canada, who are definitely tackling all the COVID process. They have been able to repivot. One of the finalists from Canada, for example, they reinvented the process of how to identify post-operatory problems through a monitoring system. So that will guarantee that people don't die because of post-operatory complications. They're now being selected one of the top startups in Canada, and of course it's great to see their grow and great to see their team as well growing, and it's something that we'll definitely love to see as well coming out from Turkey. One of those of you who are doubting about participating, but make sure that you share what you're doing. If nobody hears what you're doing, it's really hard to support you. So I think that the fact that we have this opportunity to give you visibility. Some of the participants as well, we have last year participants from China who they have received more than 100 million in investment, for example, but they were looking was visibility, recognition. And I think not all entrepreneurs are looking for one specific thing. I think it's a combination of things that make you successful and make you grow your startup, and that's why we're here, and we'll also. So you'll be able to see all the quotes, and you'll be able to see testimonies on our webpage. So I really encourage you to follow us on social media, and so you'll be able to get more motivated for that.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ana Maria. What you tell and how you tell is really very motivating. I'm sure a lot of people now are very engaged and searching about EWC more. We are about to finish our broadcast. Thank you very much for joining us. It was really great honor to host you, talk to you, and brainstorm about entrepreneurship in the world. And I'm sure Turkey will be very enthusiastic about the EWC this year, and hope we will be in EWC 100 as well. And I want to hope so. And also I want to remind that if you are wondering the other details about EWC, you can visit our website, habitatderneği.org. So you can find all information there. And also you can send an email to evcturkiye@habitatderneği.org. So we will be replying your all questions. Again, thank you very much, Ana Maria, and see you soon.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me, and I can't wait to hear from you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.